Now at 9, food, music, and the arts. Joplin's annual Neighborhood Music Festival is back. Plus, big changes and big lessons, how the Sooner State looks to overhaul its education department. And hundreds of high school students head to the campus of MSSU for STEM Discovery Day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. Instead of a massive concert venue, bands are playing on the porch this weekend. As KOAM's Ty Parks reports, Porch Fest returns to the North Heights neighborhood in Joplin for the annual celebration of local music, the arts, and plenty of good food.
It starts with a spreadsheet. The Porch Fest committee sits down with a spreadsheet and goes over which bands go where.
It's crazy too, because it's like you can't have bands playing close together, right? Sound wise, and then the porches, we don't want them too far away.
The preparation starts in early July and includes getting with the city and vendors and bands. The city will block off Moffett Avenue and people will be walking the street, listening to music and eating food, all to bring the community to the North Heights neighborhood for the annual event.
It's a community event.
Yeah.
I mean, at the Coleman Center or anywhere that there's an event space, it's like bringing people out of their neighborhood. And this is the neighborhood that's having the party. And we just invite everybody to come have the party with us.
The homeowners love the sense of community Porch Fest brings.
Love getting to know the artists and being able to have neighbors come to my house to see the band and meeting new people and being able to just build bigger relationships with the community here.
Bands come from all over to play the cozy setting.
You have the crowds right there. It's really personable with and so it makes it more fun. And also with Porch Fest is designed to get people outside and interacting with each other with music.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Early tomorrow morning, the roads will be blocked. The tables and chairs will be placed in the street. You can head over to KOAMnewsnow.com where we've provided a link for your more information, including a complete list of all the porches and musicians participating this weekend. You can also watch an interview with KOAM's Elise Noe that she did with the morning show with Porch Fest organizer Angela Hudson. Well, the Pioneer Harvest Fiesta returns to Fort Scott this week, bringing history to life with demonstrations of farming practices from the late 1800s to early 1900s. Visitors can see everything from a massive 1915 steam traction engine powering a threshing machine to a working sawmill cutting logs into boards, to corn shellers and wagon scales once used in everyday farm life. The festival also features live music, vendors, and a showcase of antique tractors and hit-and-miss engines.
We're actually, like the kids that were here, we had the elementary school kids here, and this is like the highlight of their fall in school. They get to come out here and actually watch these things happen. And, you know, they have a kick out of it. You know, they're saying, we get to go out on a field trip and watch something. And what is this thing and how does that work? And you get to explain it to them.
This is the 69th year for the Fort Scott's Pioneer Harvest Fiesta Week. Let's go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another warm one for us really all week long. We're going to have another mild night for us tonight. Temperatures are going to drop back into the mid-60s. The heat is going to stick around over the weekend. Remember, we should be topping out right around 75. So this is a good chunk above mid to upper 80s as we go into the weekend. 80s to start next week, but we do have some rain chances and maybe a little bit cooler as we go through the middle of the week. Not tonight, nothing going on, so no rain for us. Let me walk you through the weekend. We're going to start 65-ish on Saturday morning. Plenty of sunshine, 86 for an afternoon high, so very consistent to what we have seen. Will we see changes on Sunday? No, we will not. We'll be right back up into the mid-80s, but we're going to talk about those rain chances here in a bit.
Doug, thank you very much. Well, the Oklahoma gets a new state superintendent of education today. Lyndall Fields takes over the Oklahoma State Department of Education as Governor Kevin Stitt announces major changes to education leadership. The move follows the resignation of the state's former top educator, Ryan Walters, who stepped down after a controversial time in the office lasting less than 3 years. The governor also names Dan Hamlin as the new Secretary of Education. education. He also brings in a 7-person education turnaround team to work alongside Fields.
This will not be easy work. Turning around a ship takes time. But in the next 15 months, we can calm the waters, rebuild trust, and lay a strong foundation for the future of Oklahoma schools.
Fields asks for patience as he works to reform the department. The new team will focus on serving Oklahoma students and rebuilding the state education agency. Stitt says the changes represent a fresh start for Oklahoma education. Missouri Southern State University welcomed over 200 students to their campus for a STEM Discovery Day. The purpose of the event is to prepare and inform high school students about career fields involving science, technology, engineering, and math. Students participated in different sessions, including a forensics lab, a liquid nitrogen ice cream lab, and more.
I've looked into it a lot already, and kind of just being here and hearing more about it's like helped a lot and made me want to do it.
Also, the kids that are coming in, even if they don't come here, that recognize that this is a great place, and maybe they can tell their friends about that and have their friends be interested in coming here as well.
The STEM Day also included sessions about genetics, microbiology, and environmental health. Well, if you're looking for fun fall events right here in the 4 states but don't know where to turn, we've got you covered. Just scan this handy QR code and head straight to the events page of our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. You'll find information on all kinds of family fun events, including fall festivals and some scary and not so scary haunted houses. That's the events page at KOAMnewsnow.com, or scan this QR code. It's time to paint the city blue for Miami's high school homecoming. Miami's Main Street closed from between 1 and 4 p.m. for the homecoming parade today. Storefronts, yards, and windows were decked out in blue, and the War Dog spirit was on full display. Families lined the street to cheer on the floats, the band, and even catch some candy tossed for the kids. Coming up, elementary schoolers learn about owning a business.
In McDonald County, White Rock Elementary teachers put their own unique spin on today's lesson plans. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
But up first, how the American diet impacts people who have immigrated to the U.S. Well, some new studies say that the longer an immigrant lives in America, the greater their risk of developing cardiovascular disease. A John F. Kennedy University study found over time, foreign-born immigrants in the U.S. adopt the American diet and lifestyle habits, which raises the risk of heart attack, stroke, and diabetes, with the impact especially high for immigrants who have been in the U.S. for more than 15 years. Researchers say another reason for the increased risk is the lack of health care access in America. And there's plenty of research on how social isolation is harmful for the elderly, but it can also be harmful to kids. A Boston Children's Hospital study found adolescents who are socially withdrawn show differences in their brain structure and face a higher risk of mental health issues. The negative impact even affected children who prefer solitude over being around others. And lastly, doctors in Europe say weight loss drugs should be the #1 treatment for people living with obesity. The European Association for the Study of Obesity says semaglutide, the tirzepatide, are so effective, they're changing how doctors are treating obesity and the numerous health complications it causes. But the study also found for people with smaller weight loss goals, other options may be more effective. Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later how a pair of pants may help prevent injuries when a fall happens.
Well, of course, all week long we had temperatures mid to upper 80s, well above our average high for this time of the year. We've also been dry, so I consider it very boring weather. Some of you guys enjoy it, but that's what we're going to see tonight. Just very calm conditions, pretty much clear skies, not a whole bunch going on. The only difference this weekend is we're going to have a light southerly wind. There was a light breeze today, but a little more as we go into Saturday afternoon, maybe a south wind 10 to 15 or so. Mid 60s to kick off your Saturday. Let me take you to the noon hour. Low to mid 80s, and then very consistent. I think most of us mid-80s. 86 in Stockton, 84 in Anderson, Miami 85. Let's go 84 in Fredonia. Let me take you into Saturday night. Clear skies again, lower 60s. Sunday afternoon, we warm right back up, 85, 86, 87 degrees. I do want you to notice Sunday night into Monday morning, we finally have some rain popping up. Now it's going to stay northwest of us, but it's that system that is going to give us some rain chances early next week. Weekend's going to be dry, 86s, mild nights, well above that average high for this time of the year. Here's the reason why. So we've had this ridge of high pressure kind of sitting right on top of us. Until this breaks down, we can't get any of this rain out to the west to push in, but that high will slowly break down a bit as we go into early next week. All right, let's jump into Monday. So this line right here is our cold front or cooler front. Doesn't really have cold air behind it. And then scattered afternoon thunderstorms with a little tropical moisture from the Gulf gets up in here late on Monday. This is not going to be widespread, very hit and miss, but the chances are going to be there. Let me take you into about the middle of the day on Tuesday. You can see the wind barbs switch to the north. So that front's on top of us. Scattered showers on Tuesday. Again, not super widespread, but they're going to be out there. And then look at this. We're looking at upper 70s for highs by Wednesday, which is going to be fantastic. May get a little bit more rain, try to skirt back in as we go into Thursday, which we need some rain. We haven't really seen any for about a week, so it'd be nice to see. And temperatures stay a little bit cooler as we go through the second half of the week. Let's look upstairs in the atmosphere. This is at 500 millibars of pressure, roughly 18,000 feet. Here goes our system Monday and Tuesday. Everything after this now is our new pattern, so we can find out the cycle length and then figure out exactly what kind of weather we are going to get for the winter, spring, and then into next summer. 86 is over the weekend, 85 Monday, 83 Tuesday, but upper 70s as we go through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Doug, thank you very much. Don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch Weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch Weather app. Well, we've got an alert for drivers in southwest Missouri. Route 171 at Route 96 will be closed for road work October 13th through the 17th. MoDOT crews plan to set barrier walls and do repairs to the bridge, deck, and driving surface. Construction will begin at 6 a.m. that Monday, and this will impact all lanes of traffic. MoDOT recommends drivers find alternative routes for the week of construction. When we come back, we'll take a look at the top consumer stories affecting you and your family. Smart pants now detect when you're about to fall and puff up to break your landing. So if you're prone to falling, that is, a new piece of equipment called Air Secure helps to protect people from falls. The company has built-in sensors and an airbag that scans a person's movement in real time. So when a fall is about to happen, the airbag inflates to help protect the person from impact. Once the membrane is zipped into the pants, the part that detects when you're about to fall triggers a cartridge that inflates, fills the membrane, and it wraps around on your waist, and you are cushioned when you hit the ground. How about that? And firefighters in New York might be adding a new member to its force. Meet the B2 Fire. It's a robotic dog designed for danger zones. This innovative machine has a water cannon mounted on its back, strong enough to hit a house at 100 feet away. And if it needs to go inside that house, sensors for oxygen and gas, along with its thermal cameras, give it eyes to see through smoke and search for anyone trapped. The B2 Fire can even carry more than 200 pounds. The robot is controlled through a built-in computer. It can be programmed with 100 commands and run for up to 8 hours on a single charge. They start at $100,000. It's an investment that some say could save lives. Or you could just get a Dalmatian. And finally, a UK farm has brought a Halloween theme to its tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, using hundreds of pumpkins to make a mural to the late rock star. The team at Sunnyfields Farm in Southampton painstakingly put together the mural using 2 forklifts and a load of different colored pumpkins. The farm used a quote from Osbourne in its Facebook post saying, quote, "I can't do anything in moderation," the farm added, "and neither can we." Coming up next, elementary students get some hands-on learning about how to run a business. White Rock Elementary teachers transform their classrooms into real-world environments today. The idea is to make learning engaging and practical. KOAM's Kenny Foreman reports from McDonald County.
Because we're going to have coffee beans out, we're going to have dice out. Okay?
On the agenda for Caitlin Smith's third grade class today, Starbucks.
I felt like it was something that's really relatable nowadays. It seems to be something that the kids think is trendy and fun. And I felt like there were a lot of ways that we could incorporate it, like measuring and using coffee beans for different things as manipulatives for math.
As part of Rock Your School Day, Smith and her colleagues transformed each classroom into its unique environment. The idea is to allow students to have more fun with their curriculum and learn real-life skills. Many teachers like Smith chose to introduce the concept of local business.
My hope for today is that the kids walk away feeling inspired, maybe for the future, thinking about things that they want to do, but also understanding like a sense of community, because I feel like sometimes that's something that we forget about.
The concept for Rock Your School was first introduced to the nation by the organization Get Your Teach On. Feeling inspired after attending a conference, the staff here at White Rock Elementary wanted to make it a reality in McDonald County.
I think whenever a kid sees an adult excited about something, they naturally feel excited too. Yesterday, whenever I was even telling them about some of the things, they mentioned they love seeing me as an adult excited. It gets them excited.
The hope is that strategies like these will create a stronger desire for students to want to be in class every day.
I think it's easier for kids to dive into technology and not be present in their real life always. And so I think this kind of gets them excited to want to come whenever the world seems so heavy and broken.
In McDonald County, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Beth Holland, the White Rock principal, said students aren't just studying careers, they're actively engaging with professionals to learn. That's been our news for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We're right back here on the weekend. From all of us here at KOAM, have a great night.